Hello, beautiful retail investors. Today is Tuesday, second day of the week. The market's still bleeding. I bought the dip and the dip bought me back. I'm your host, Omar Sharif, and we've got a jam-packed session for you today. I'm gonna pass it over to my co-host, Bill Steele, and he's got the top 5 stock picks of the day.
Thanks for that, Omar. Today's first pick comes to us in the ticker symbol SFTW. And for those who don't know who that is, that's Osprey Tech Acquisition Corp. And the reason you need to be keeping an eye on this one is because they're getting ready to acquire Black Sky Holdings. And Black Sky Holdings is a leading real-time geospatial intel and imagery and data analytics company. Long story short, they're doing some pretty crazy things in space, and you're definitely going to want to keep an eye out for this one. The valuation after acquisition and kind of some approximate numbers being tossed around is roughly $450 million. Definitely check a look at this one, guys. It's a good find. Moving on to our second pick, we're going to talk about something that might make some of you Wall Street bettors choke. AMC. And for those who don't know, or if you've been living under a rock and aren't up to date with what's been going on with this was one of the gamma short squeezes, as Chamath calls it, and we're definitely going to be expecting a boost in this. There's been some nice news on it. New York recently allowed for theaters to reopen at 25% occupancy, kind of gave it a little bump in there. There's also a lot of other theories floating around on the internet as to what the future holds for AMC, so definitely be on the lookout for this one. And moving on to number 3, we have one of my favorites, Dogecoin. For those that don't know what Dogecoin is, it's a cryptocurrency that started as a joke, has gotten a little serious, but is still kind of taken as a joke. It's somewhere in the middle there. But there's some interesting things surrounding Dogecoin, and it's definitely something that you should keep a lookout on. One of the notable things is that there are some big whales investing a lot of money into Dogecoin. There's some floating theories that maybe even Robinhood purchased several million shares, or several $million worth of it last year. There's some other interesting things. If you want more information on it, be sure to check out in the description. I'm definitely dumping some resources in there for you. And staying on the topic of cryptos, we're moving on to number 4, Ethereum. If you guys aren't tracking about Ethereum, it's a very interesting cryptocurrency that has a lot of news surrounding it. And one of the bigger pieces is definitely that Ethereum is used in the non-fungible tokens process. If you aren't familiar with this, or NFTs, you should definitely do a little bit of research. There's a lot of interesting ideas in terms of how NFTs are going to be used moving forward in the future as we move more into the digital age. I personally have a lot of Ethereum, and I definitely think it's going to go up in the future. Be sure to check it out, and if you guys want more, check out the resources. Coming in at number 5 is going to be one of my personal favorites again, Tesla. There's been a lot of interesting news surrounding Tesla, and they've made some serious price adjustments in the last week. Again, it's pretty funny to watch them flip their prices, add models, and add different variations of the models. Like an example would be they just removed the standard for the Model Y. But definitely be on the lookout for Tesla, because I saw some Elon tweets that were interesting to me, particularly the fact that in Canada and Europe, he's aiming to hopefully have Tesla solar roofs available. That could be big in terms of what the stock is valued at. That's it for today's top 5 stonks, you guys. We're gonna move forward with today's stonk light. The topic of today's stonk light is deep learning. For those who don't know what deep learning is, it's essentially programs that write themselves. This can achieve tasks that small teams of program engineers and computer scientists can't even fathom to do. And I'm going to turn it over to the video segment from James Wong, one of the guys over at ARK Invest. He does an amazing job explaining what's going on with deep learning and what the forecast and its impact in the financial sector might bring.
Learning is software that writes itself using large amounts of data. So all of a sudden, you don't need programmers to do this anymore. You just feed it lots of data, and the end result is so much more powerful than anything that a small team of humans can write. Each wave of software disruption adds a huge amount of value to our economy. When you look at kind of the PC-driven software evolution of that decade, that added about $4 trillion to the economy. The internet, which created the FANG companies, added about 10 trillion. By our estimates, deep learning is going to add $30 trillion to the economy. And this is really kind of a testament to each wave being larger than the next, because software is eating more and more industries. PC era only ate a few industries like desktop publishing. With the internet, it was maybe media. With deep learning, it's going to be every industry, everything from heavy construction to energy to retail to healthcare. All the big ticket items are going to be captured by deep learning.
That's it for today's Stonk Bite, you guys. I'm going to turn it back over to Omar for today's Lunar News. What do you got for us, Omar?
Thanks, Bill. Today's first bit of news comes to us from the West Coast. California just okayed a $600 to $1,200 stimulus payout for 5.7 million of their residents. Now they can finally pay for their parking spots. And I know what I'm going to do with my stimulus payment. Print attendees. Now we transfer over to the East Coast. New Jersey blessed the marijuana market today. We've been waiting on this news for over 3 months, and Governor Murphy finally signed all 3 bills into action. Keeping things in the East Coast, Governor Cuomo from New York is allowing a 25% occupancy in movie theaters. So you know what that means, my AMC means? Potentially interesting news for my guys in crypto. El Chapo's wife was arrested yesterday near Washington. It will be interesting to see the results of this power vacuum. The implications on the black market will be very interesting to watch. And even more interesting, the implication on crypto. Alright guys, now we're going to move into some interesting news in the tech sector. Facebook refriends Australia due to the changes in media law. Maybe Zuckerberg can buy his friends some exotic kangaroos now. On from Facebook and into its best friend, Apple. Apple claims the global smartphone market lead from Samsung for the first time since 2016. And what's even crazier is Apple's new iPhones weren't even on sale for the entire quarter. That's it for your Lunar News today, guys. I'm gonna pass it back to my co-host, Bill Steele.
Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. We're calling it a wrap up here. Again, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, share this video. If you like it, we're going to be bringing a lot more. Definitely be on the lookout for one of our upcoming news specials, where we're going to take a closer look at some of the most key, I would say, points in the stock market today as it pertains to a retail investor. We've got a lot of information we've been synthesizing and a lot of exciting things coming up. Thank you all so much. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another daily news update with us here at the Stonk News Network. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I'm William Steele. See you tomorrow.